UE has been in the forefront of the labor movement in making the connection between economic justice and environmental justice. At our recently completed 71st National Convention this past September, rank-and-file delegates to the convention passed a strongly worded resolution on the connectedness between environmental justice and economic justice. And so if you will bear with me, I'd like to read some excerpts from this resolution. Protect our planet for future generations. In our work as trade unionists, we are often called upon to act with foresight, keeping in mind the generations of workers yet to enter our workplace. We must apply our experience in worker struggles to the fight for a just environmental policy. Global warming caused by human activity is widely accepted as scientific fact. Rising temperatures are affecting human lives by compromising health, financial burdens, and social and cultural disruptions. We see this particularly among the working class, communities of color, and indigenous people. Like other disasters facing our nation and world, climate change is being driven by energy monopolies, hunger, pursuit of profits. UE has long called for establishing public ownership of the industrial industry to prevent racketeering and price gouging. It is now clear that this step is also necessary to preserve our planet. UE has always been seen through the false choice between jobs and the environment. Destruction of jobs and pollution are caused by the same thing: corporate greed and the desire for the highest possible profits, no matter what the cost. Unfortunately, both the climate talks at the United Nations and climate legislation in the U.S. have been dominated by market-based approaches. Carbon trading and carbon offset projects have given corporations excuses to destroy jobs while avoiding emission cuts and are accelerating the corporate takeover of the natural world. We believe that bringing the voice of workers to environmental issues is necessary not only to protect our economic interests, but also to develop creative solutions that can stop global warming and preserve the environment. Sustainable energy is a growth field with the potential to create millions of good-paying manufacturing jobs, as demonstrated by the Apollo Alliance, a forward-thinking alliance of trade unions, environmentalists, and civil rights organizations that proposes rejuvenating our nation's economy by creating 3 million industrial jobs and treating clean energy as an economic and security mandate to rebuild America. UE fully supports this concept of a just transition, where groups of workers or communities should not have to shoulder the burden caused by the transition from fossil fuel-based economy to one based on renewable energy. A just transition would create opportunities for displaced workers and communities to participate in a new economic order through compensation for job loss of tax base, and other negative effects. The 1999 demonstrations against the World Trade Organization in Seattle captured the need for labor and environmentalists to work together against the common enemy of corporate globalization. The desire of the business for a world where nations and communities compete in a race to the bottom in terms of both labor and environmental standards will lead to a future of poverty and poison for all working people. To defeat them and to ensure the right of all people to live, work, and play in safe, healthy, and clean environments, we need to form stronger alliances between trade unions, environmental justice organizations, and environmentalists. Therefore, be it resolved that the 71st UE Convention endorses the call for the Mobilization for Climate Justice, mass action, for real, effective job solutions to the climate danger, encourages our allies in the environmental movement to be mindful of the effects of environmental policies on jobs and to push for solutions that curb the power of corporations rather than creating market-based incentives. And finally, demands that any and all measures for dealing with climate change and other environmental issues incorporate a just transition for workers and the communities affected by these changes.
We're here today because climate change is the greatest problem facing us right now. As we heard from Mel and Rose, the consequences of doing nothing will be catastrophic. And while we're facing this huge problem, we have an amazing opportunity as well. So with this climate change bill, we can make a bill that allows us to be more energy independent and makes us more secure. We can make ourselves more energy efficient so that we use less and save more. We can make ourselves use more renewable resources so we don't have to worry about finite fuels. We can also make a bill that creates jobs in West Virginia and all across the country. So right now, Senator Rockefeller has an amazing opportunity to use this bill to help people in West Virginia and all across the world. So we're asking Senator Rockefeller to support a bill that will reduce carbon by 35% by 2020, invest 100% of the bill's funding into renewable resources, and create 5 million jobs all across the country. Senator Rockefeller has an amazing opportunity to help the working families of West Virginia as well as the people all across the world. We'd ask him to join us in this fight.
To deliver this letter and a banner to Senator Rockefeller's office.
Okay, let me get our state director to come here.
No problem.
Is that okay? Actually, if you would like to go ahead and walk into the conference room.
Okay.
I'll have her come in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The TV? Yeah.
That you're constantly being sent emails.
There's an awful lot of stuff that you can get now, streaming on the internet.
And Jesse.
I could sit down, but there's not enough chairs.
With this face, come on.
Just have a seat.
So what can we do for you?
Yeah. My name is Andrew. I'm an organizer with One Sky, and we're here along with Ohio Valley Environmental Coalition, West Virginia Environmental Council, the United Electrical Workers, Local 170, the Unitarian Universalists, and we just held a press conference downstairs, and we were hoping to present Senator Rockefeller with the banner we used and
Okay.
the letter, and asking him to support a strong climate bill that would include reductions in carbon by 35% by 2020, investments into renewable resources, and the creation of 5 million new jobs all across the country through that bill.
And that's in your letter?
Yes.
Okay,
this is.
great.
Or stronger.
Yeah. Stronger's fine too.
Okay, too. Okay. Well, thank you. You know, Senator Rockefeller is very much engaged in the issue of energy issue and appreciates tremendously hearing from constituents. So, you know, as I know that this is kind of in the drafting phase, and we're not sure what things are going to look like, but this is a particularly important time for you to talk to him and express your opinions, because you know, he really appreciates those people who make democracy work, which is to tell us what you think before and while that legislative process is underway. So I appreciate that. Thank you. It takes people who are willing to stand out on the street in the middle of their day to really fully vet all of these policy issues.
I think they were willing to take the banner, and they spoke to us, and it was very good. They held that short meeting unannounced, so that was very nice of them. They didn't say exactly where Rockefeller is standing, but you know, he's already stated where he's standing, so we know where he stands. But yeah, that's about it.